Good morning, guys, and welcome on into another episode of Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Stats. I'm your host, Terry Edelman, at TE Picks over on X, ready to break down the Monday slate. We got 11 games to go over today, so a bunch to get into. But first, we'll start the show as we normally do, taking a look back at the last show, which was on Saturday. And we'll another winning Saturday, which is surprising. Saturdays were really rough for a big portion of the season, but the last few Saturdays have been much better. So that was nice, very nice. But Ryan McLeod over half a point, a nice winner here. He scored, I believe, the Sabres' first goal, so a nice easy winner, plus 120. And I also had Sabres in regulation as a premium play. Boston scored the first goal, but Buffalo pretty much dominated after that. So a nice 2-0 game here in this one. The Wild, my first 2-unit play over on Picks and Parlays was Wild money line. Just a great spot for them here against the Jets, who have really struggled after the Christmas break. The Wild have been so good after the Christmas break, and the Wild in general have been one of the best teams in the NHL since November 1st. To get them at minus 115 was a no-brainer here. 2-unit play. It did take some luck. So after the second period, or at the end of the first period, the Wild gave up a goal with, I believe, 2 seconds left, which is a momentum killer. The Jets go up 2-1. The Wild, or it might have been, the end of the second. In the third, with, I believe, 20 seconds left, Zuccarello ties the game on a power play. And then when you've got Quinn Hughes, Matt Boldy, and Kirill Kaprizov in 3-on-3 overtime, good luck. And the Jets needed it. They had a chance. Mark Scheifele had a nice chance, but Jesper Wallstedt stopped him. And then Quinn Hughes, Kaprizov, Boldy ended up scoring the game winner. So a nice 2-unit winner there for me. Over here, Claude Giroux over half a point, plus 120, which is also my best bet over on the Ice Guys. A nice winner there. Another 2-point night for Claude Giroux. Happened to be his 1,300th game as well. So that just was a little bit extra icing on the cake there. Took care of business, 2 assists, continues to rock and roll on a nightly basis. I did have Ottawa money line, which unfortunately did not cash. My dog of the day, Anaheim, plus 125, was not a good bet. The Anaheim Ducks got their asses handed to them here by the LA Kings. And Anaheim is in a bit of a funk right now, and they are giving up a lot of goals. Mikael Granlund, anytime goal, unfortunately did not cash. Like I said, just a bad game for the Ducks. The draw, which I ended up pulling the trigger on here in this game, gave it out on the Ice Guys. A nice winner there. These two teams went to overtime, and sadly, Colorado won as a Wild fan. And then Colin Graf over half a point. Was a little bit frustrated. He got moved down to the second line. William Eklund got moved to the top line. And I'm very frustrated thinking, why would you mess with something that's working so well with Graf, Celebrini, and Chernyshov on that top line? Colin Graf on the second line, the top line, scoring. Nothing coming from the second line. Was a little bit worried as we approached the end of the game in the third period. But the Canucks, down by 2, pulled their goalie, and Colin Graf was right there to have a beautiful empty net goal, which cashed his point prop, a full unit play, and cashed the anytime goal, plus 330. So overall, a nice winning day on Saturday, and going to look to keep it going here on Monday. I have 10 plays over on Picks and Parlays. Giving you guys one of my premium sides, one of my premium totals. I've got 2 other premium totals and 2 other premium sides over on picksandparlays.net if you're interested in premium plays. But we will go and jump into the chat and see what people are thinking about right now. Hola, Terry. How about those Wild? Keep on winning. They just keep on winning. Hi, Terry. The Blue Jackets haven't left for Ottawa yet. Mechanical problems with the plane. Yes, I shared this on X. Not good news. The Blue Jackets are going to be arriving. They're hoping, I think, by 3 or 4 p.m. Eastern. So not a great situation for Columbus, who we'll be talking about very soon in the very first game. Terry. Hey, Book. How's it going? Hope all is well. Oilers plus 1.5, McDavid point and 2 shots on goal, and Draisaitl point minus 103. I don't hate it. McDavid and Draisaitl to get a point is always usually a good look. And then the Winnipeg Jets are the Winnipeg bet against us Jets. Liked the vid. Thank you, Golfing Stars fan. I appreciate that. Hello, Terrence, Sabres, and Wild tonight. 2 of the hottest teams in the NHL. Can you believe it, Tim? Both of our teams are winning a whole bunch of games all at once. It's beautiful to see. Grab empty net goal, cash myself a decent parlay. Got very lucky there. Yes. So happy to see it. Ducks money line and over 6.5 plus 159. Okay, interesting. We'll of course get to that game later on in the slate, but we start with the first game that I'm going to be breaking down, which is the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Ottawa Senators. Columbus plus 175, road dogs. Ottawa minus 210, home favorites. Total of 6.5 here in this one. Linus Ullmark taking a leave of absence from the Ottawa Senators, which was announced yesterday. So not sure exactly its personal reasons why he's gone. So we'll see exactly how long he's gone for. But Levi Merilainen, who is starting in net here for Ottawa tonight, was great last year for Ottawa. But this year, not quite having the same success. 4-6 on the season, 3.42 goals against average, and an 873 save percentage. He has been giving up goals. And then Elvis Merzlikins is unconfirmed, but Columbus here on the second night of a back-to-back. So it should be Merzlikins in net here in this one. How have these two teams done against each other in the past? Ottawa has won 5 of the last 6 meetings. Back-to-back games going over 6.5. Columbus has gone over 6.5 in 3 of their last 5 games. Merzlikins, while he has a 4.03 goals against average on the season, December has been really bad for Merzlikins. He's given up 22 goals in 5 starts, 5.03 goals against average, and an 842 save percentage. 7 of the last 8 games he has started in have gone over 6.5. Give me the over 6.5 here. The goaltending matchup that we now, of course, Merzlikins not confirmed, but I don't think they would go back to Jack Reeves on the second night of a back-to-back. But back-to-back games between these teams going over. Ottawa has gone over 7.5 in 3 of their last 4 games. And Merilainen has started 6 of the 10 have gone over 6.5. One of the games that didn't go over finished with 6. So in this game here, I expect goals on both sides. Probably more goals coming from the Ottawa side. So if you want to look at Ottawa team total, you could do that. But I like the over 6 at minus 105 here in this game. And we're sticking with Claude Giroux. Over half a point, plus 115. Giroux, 5 games with a point in his. He has a point in 5 games in a row, and multiple points in 3 of his last 4 games. Absolutely red hot right now, and like I mentioned on Saturday, really has a lot of success against the Leafs. Well, also has a lot of success against Columbus. Giroux has a point in 6 of his last 7 games against Columbus. Of course, the Jackets having their traveling issues. Should be Merzlikins in net, and you're going to give me Giroux point at plus 115. Sign me up. Claude Giroux over half a point, and the over 6.5 here in the first game of the night. Other players on streaks here in this game. Point-wise, Mason Marchment, 3 games in a row with a point since coming over to Columbus. He's plus 130. Dylan Cousins, 3 games in a row with a point, minus 115. Denton Maciejak on defense for Columbus, a point in 3 games in a row, plus 152. I'd be a little bit careful with Cousins. Shane Pinto may or may not be making his return to the lineup. I believe he's a game-time decision here. So that might affect Dylan Cousins' line. So personally, I might stay off Dylan Cousins, at least until I see where he fits up in the lineup here. Goal streaks. Tim Stützle has scored in 4 games in a row, plus 176, and 7 of his last 10. So he is the hottest goal scorer on both teams right now. And then assist streaks. Fabian Zetterlund, 4 of his last 5 games, plus 240. If you don't want Claude Giroux for a point, if you want to go with the assist, 4 games in a row with an assist, plus 185. And then Dylan Cousins and Denton Maciejak both have an assist in 3 games in a row. Cousins, plus 179. Maciejak, plus 207 for an assist. Adam Fantilli, back-to-back games with an assist for him, plus 189 for the Columbus Blue Jackets in this game. But we will go to the chat. Tkachuk goal. All right. Don't hate it. There could be I expect lots of goals here in this one. Happy New Year, Terry. Thanks for all you do. Thanks, Shiz. I appreciate that. Hey, Addison. How's it going? Oh, yeah, I never said hello. Hello, Terry. How you doing, my friend? I'm good, Sweet Pickles. How are you? Hope all is well. Greg is heating up. Worth a shot if it's Elvis in net. Yeah, I agree. Does your other platform have a daily fee when you can just pay by the day? I don't wager daily. For picks and parlays, for premium plays, yeah, you can get a 1-day access pass. Right now, 3-day, 7-day, 30, they're all on sale right now until the end of the year. So yeah, there's lots of, if you just wanted a day picks, you can do that over on picksandparlays.net. Great stats and player prop info, and that was game 1. Thank you, Rich. Thank you. Yeah, a good game to start off with, one that I really like. And we'll move on along to our second game, which is the New York Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes. The Rangers, plus 150 road dogs. Carolina, minus 180 home favorites. And a total of 5.5 here in this one. Taking a look at goalies here, if I can find them. There we go. Igor Shesterkin confirmed for the Rangers. 16, 12, and 3. 2.5 goals against average, 909 save percentage. No one yet announced for Carolina, so it's tough to predict. Pyotr Kochetkov is unconfirmed. I would assume that they would go to him or Bussy here in this one, but 6 and 2, 2.32 goals against average, 898 save percentage for Kochetkov, who's coming back down to earth a little bit after a really, really hot start to the season. How do these two teams do against each other? Carolina, 5-1 in the last 6 meetings between the teams. For a total of 6, 2 overs, for a total of 5.5, 2 overs and 3 unders in the last 5 meetings. And when it comes to a side or total in this game, it's a pass for me. Obviously, I need to know who's in net for Carolina, as I say on a daily basis, because it's something important to watch here in this one. Of course, Rangers much better on the road, but haven't had a lot of success against the Hurricanes. Carolina has been involved in some very high-scoring games recently. 4 games in a row over 6.5. The Rangers, 2-0 in their last game against the Islanders, 7-3 against Washington, 2-1 against Nashville, 5-4 against Philly. So the Rangers are kind of all over the place with the total here in recent games. Ultimately, nothing for me here in this game, but I probably should be looking at Andrei Svechnikov, who is absolutely red hot right now. He's got a point in 5 games in a row. He's scored in 3 games in a row, plus 200 for him to score. And he has multiple points in 3 of his last 5 games, 3 points in his last game against Detroit. So Svechnikov is very, very hot on that top line. And 3 games in a row, he hasn't got a point against the Rangers. Before that, he was lighting them up. So I would look at Svechnikov props if you wanted to get involved with this one. He is the hottest player right now on either team. Another one, Eric Robinson for Carolina has scored in 3 games in a row, plus 700 for Robinson to score. I don't want to jump on here 3-game streak for a player that is not known as a goal scorer in Eric Robinson. So ultimately going to stay off here. I don't think he goes to 4 games in a row, but if you wanted to put a small sprinkle on it, it's a very high plus price. So good value. Assists, not a lot of consistency here. Aho back-to-back games, plus 120 for an assist here in this one. Carolina over 5.5, minus 120. I could see it. The Hurricanes have been a over machine right now, but the Rangers are kind of up and down. So I don't know. Svechnikov over 2.5 shots on goal. Let's see here. Svechnikov. Yeah, he's been pretty good with shots. Some games with 2, but 3, 4 in other games. Does shoot quite often against the Rangers. At least 4 shots on goal in 3 of the last 5 meetings. So I don't mind that. Not a bad look. But we will continue on along to our next game, which is the Washington Capitals and the Florida Panthers. Washington, plus 110, road dogs. Florida Panthers, minus 130, home favorites. At a total of 5.5 here in this one. Who's in net here? Logan Thompson for Washington, 15, 9, and 3, 2.27 goals against average, 917 save percentage. Sergei Bobrovsky for Florida, 69 and 1, 2.79 goals against average, 887 save percentage for Bobrovsky. How do these two teams do against each other? Washington has won 3 of the last 4 meetings, and 3 games in a row between these two teams went over 8.5. 8.5. This total is 5.5. And looking at previous games between these two teams, 10 of the last 12 meetings have gone over 5.5, and 8 of the last 12 meetings have gone over 6.5. So we usually see some very high-scoring games when these two teams face each other. And I hope that continues tonight. Value play of the day is Alexei Protas, over 0.5 point at plus 146 here in this game. Alexei Protas has been absolutely red hot for this Capitals team recently. Bear with me for a second. 5 points in his last 2 games. 2 against the Rangers, 3 against New Jersey. He's got a point in 4 or 5 games, but he's also scored in 4 of his last 5 games, plus 390 for Alexei Protas to score. I'm going at the plus 146 to get the point in case he gets an assist. I wouldn't look at the goal prop at plus 190. Or sorry, what did I say it was? The goal prop is plus 390. So I ignore that. Plus 390, great value. Going at the point prop at plus 146. But if you wanted to go with the point prop and split it up, you could do that. 0.5 point and 0.5 on goal if you wanted the big plus price. But Protas on that second line for the Capitals with Dylan Strome. Unfortunately, I was on Ryan Leonard, who got moved off that line to the third line in the last game. Tom Wilson did play, look great on that second line with Strome and Protas. So Protus point, great value at plus 146 here in this one, in a game which I think we should get some goals, especially based on past history. Shots and goal props, a lot of guys doing well. I'll just mention the two with value here. Dylan Strome over 1.5 shots on goal, minus 112, 6 games in a row. And Anthony Beauvillier over 1.5 shots on goal, minus 110. 4 of his last 5, 7 of his last 10 games. Marchand and Bennett both are on point streaks, but minus 170, minus 180, no value by themselves. I would parlay them together. Bennett and Marchand. Bennett 5 games in a row, Marchand 7 games in a row with a point. I mentioned Protus already. Dylan Strome has a point in 4 games in a row, minus 119. So he has some value. And he also has a point in 4 of 5 games against Florida. So Strome has had some success against the Panthers. Goals, other than Protus, not a whole lot of consistent goal scoring right now. Power play points, Brad Marchand and Sam Reinhart both have a power play point in 3 games in a row. Plus 250 for Marchand, plus 210 for Reinhart. And Washington does not have the best penalty kill. So Marchand and Reinhart power play points could be really good looks here in this one. And not a whole lot for assists. Marchand 4 or 5, plus 115 here in this game. Rangers, too inconsistent. Yeah, I agree with that. They're kind of up and down all over the place. So I agree. Screams overtime. This game here, I could see that. Love when Marchand. Yeah, hey, he's been hot right now. So you have more. It's okay. Does Ovechkin like to score versus Florida? Bear with me for a second. Ovechkin goals against Florida. 2 of the last 5 he scored in. But no, not a lot of recent success against Florida, no. Love when Marchand, Bennett, and Reinhart all hit for a point in the same goal. Automatic parlay for you. Yeah. They're all on streaks right now. And of course on the same power play unit. So and Washington has struggled on the penalty kill. So good looks. I like them. But we will move on along to our next game. The Buffalo Sabres and the St. Louis Blues. Buffalo, minus 115. Road favorites, the Blues, minus 105. Home dogs, a total of 6. Here in this one. Do a quick refresh for goalies here. Alex Lyon likely for Buffalo, 9-6-3. 2.87 goals against average, 907 save percentage. Joel Hofer confirmed for St. Louis, 8-7-2, 2.86 goals against average, 900 save percentage. Hofer's been pretty good. 1.75, well, more than pretty good. 1.75 goals against average, 934 save percentage in his last 10 games. 6-4 in those 10 games. The Blues just don't really give him a whole lot of goal support here in this one. The Buffalo Sabres 7-9-2 on the road. St. Louis 8-8-5 at home. The Blues won the first meeting between the teams 3-0, and the Blues 3-1-1 in the last 5 games between these two teams. And another game where we have very heavy over history. 8 of the last 12 games between these two teams have gone over 6.5. 2 of the games that stayed under finished with 6 goals. So usually we do see a ton of goals when these two teams face each other. Rasmus Dahlin is expected back. Haven't seen, obviously, it confirmed that he'll be back here in this game, but he is expected back here. The Buffalo Sabres, I think, had lost at least 12 games in a row, something like that, when he was not in the lineup. But they were able to weather the storm without him in their last game. The Sabres have now won 8 games in a row heading into this game. Not an opponent necessarily the Sabres have had a lot of success against, but if you think I'm betting against Buffalo, no, definitely not doing that. Not right now. Maybe later on in the season, but not right now. Give me Ryan McLeod over half a point, plus 135 here in this one. I cashed on him, obviously, in his last game. And value with him still here, obviously on the third line and second power play unit. Jason Zucker might be back here in this game, so that would be another offensive player for the Sabres. I'm not sure exactly where he would fit line-wise, so something to keep in mind. But Ryan McLeod has a point in 7 of his last 8 games for the Buffalo Sabres. He's red hot. I'll take him here. Plus 135 to get a point here in this game. Looking at other guys with value here, not really a lot. Shots on goal. Point props, Zucker, if he does play 4 games in a row, 8 of his last 10, minus 102. And that's basically about it. Goal streaks, not a whole lot. Assist streaks, Bowen Byram has an assist in 3 games in a row, plus 250. I considered looking at Byram either point prop. What's his point prop looking at? Plus 173 for a point. But with Dahlin most likely returning, that's going to affect the defensive pairs. So not going to pull the trigger on Bowen Byram. We'll stick with Ryan McLeod, who has great value. And as I said, he's cashed in 7 of his last 8 games for the Sabres. Marchand plus 260 power play point on FanDuel. Not a bad look at all. Not a bad look at all. Buffalo money line minus 116. Can't go against you. That's for sure. Blues plus 101. Okay, Robert can go against you. Hoffer has won 6 straight and given up 2 goals or less in all 6. Yeah, he's been really good. Really good. And that's why he's kind of taken this starting job from Jordan Binnington. Blues over 6, minus 101. Yeah, it scares me a little bit with how Hoffer, like Jonathan just said, Hoffer 6 straight, 2 goals or less in all 6. It's tough to go over the total when you're only giving up 2 goals. But this Buffalo Sabres team is red hot right now, especially offensively. So I could see this game going over. Buffalo 3 units. Wow. Okay. Over 5.5. Oh, 5.5. Over 5.5. I can't speak today. On FanDuel for Buffalo St. Louis. I like it. Like the Washington, Florida, 10 of the last 12 meetings have gone over 5.5. So we usually do see a lot of goals when these two teams face each other. Tage Thompson, anytime goal. Not a bad look when you're looking at Buffalo goal scoring props. Now he was on a 6-game goal streak. 3 games in a row he hasn't scored since that goal streak ended. So maybe he gets back on track. What's up, bro? Hi, Light Bearer. How's it going? If first period goes under, Buffalo second period 12-0 streak. Wow. Okay. I appreciate it, Light Bearer. Hoffer saves. That's actually very interesting. That is actually very. Let's see. Hoffer saves. Let's see here. 24.5. Is that the number I'm seeing? Yeah, last game 30. The game before that 27, 24, 21, 27, 26, 41. So yeah, he's done good with saves. Don't hate that at all. Mandy Hab saying hello. How's it going? Hope all is well. But we'll continue on along with our next game, which is the LA Kings and the Colorado Avalanche. The Kings plus 195, road dogs. Colorado minus 240, home favorites. And a total of 6 here in this one. Taking a look at goalies, no one yet confirmed. Anton Forsberg unconfirmed for LA. 6-5-3, 2.6 goals against average, 904 save percentage. Mackenzie Blackwood unconfirmed, 11-1-1. Wow, with a 2.16 goals against average and a 924 save percentage for Colorado. How do these two teams do against each other? Colorado 6-2 in the last 8 meetings, And in the last 5 wins, they've covered the puck line in all 5 games. They've really had success against the LA Kings, including the first meeting this year, which I believe was 4-1, if memory serves. Yes, 4-1 in LA. Now they're in Colorado. Colorado 15-0-2 at home. The Kings 11-4-5 on the road, though. The Kings have been a better team on the road. This one's tough. Colorado obviously continues to win games, 28-2-7 on the season. But 3 of their last 4 games have only been 1-goal wins. 3-2 against Winnipeg, 1-0 against Utah, and 6-5 against Vegas. Did have the 5-1 win against Minnesota in there. And then LA, 2 of their last 3 losses were 3-2 losses, a 3-1 loss to Columbus during that stretch. So if I was getting to a side here, it would be the Avs puck line, but I don't like it enough to pull the trigger on it here. In this one, I do think this is a spot where the Kings, who had a nice 6-1 win against Anaheim in their last game, I think now that they're going to face Colorado, they're going to come right back down to earth. So as I said, I lean with the Avs on the puck line. Let's take a look. Shots on goal. Gabriel Landeskog over 2.5 shots on goal plus 105. 4 of his last 5 games. 7 of his last 10. Point props, not a whole lot here. Andrei Kuzmenko for the Kings, 3 games in a row with a point, plus 178. Drew Doughty, 3 games in a row with a point for the Kings, plus 164. Goal scorers, Natchez 3 of 5, plus 200. Samuel Girard, plus 1,800. He scored in back-to-back games and 3 of 5. Samuel Girard, and he's plus 1,500 to plus 1,800. So there is some value there with Girard. And assist streaks, Nichushkin, 4 of his last 5 games, plus 173 with an assist here in this one. But we'll go to the chat. Just a gentle reminder, don't forget to hit the like button. There's 47 people watching and only 15 likes. Thank you, Lightbearer. I appreciate that. I do. Send Blackwood to the Olympics. Yeah, definitely should be him and not Bennington. I agree with that. Avs team total over 3.5, minus 115. I could see that. I'm nervous about goals here because some games have been lower scoring for Colorado. Same thing with the Kings. So Blackwood was confirmed yesterday. Oh, okay. Well, the website I use still has him as unconfirmed. So they gotta work on their stats there. But barring the swine flu and or broken leg, Forsberg is starting. Yeah, I agree. Avs have a home winning percentage of .941. Oh my god. Marchenko power play point. All right. 5 and offer. There you go. Rich is laughing. McKinnon, 1 goal and 1 assist, plus 185. I agree with Regin and Codes here. I lean under. So no, I don't know if I'd go with McKinnon goal and assist just because I lean under, but then again, I could see Colorado teaching LA a lesson here in this game. So we'll have to see what happens in this one. Up next, the Wild, minus 105, road dogs, Vegas, minus 115, home favorites, and a total of 6 here in this one. We will take a look at goalies here. Here in this one. No one yet confirmed. Phil Gustafson unconfirmed. Carter Hart unconfirmed. I'd be surprised if it wasn't Gustafson. I guess Wallstedt started the first game after the break. So it should be Gus Bus here. Carter Hart, 4-1-3 for the Vegas Golden Knights. 2.75 goals against average, 897 save percentage. How are these two teams done against each other in the past? Well, the Wild won the first meeting between the two teams this year in overtime. And going back to the playoffs last year, the Wild 3-1-2. So 3-3 basically in previous meetings. 3 games in a row going under 5.5. And 3 of the last 4 between these two teams went to overtime. The Vegas Golden Knights are a draw machine this year. They really tend to go to overtime a lot. Now, when they get to overtime, they don't necessarily have much success. I got the Wild at plus 105 yesterday. And yes, people watching, oh, that Wild fan is going to take the Wild again. I have to. It's about the price here. If the Wild were minus 160 in this game, of course I would not be on them. But at minus 105 here, the Wild have the 3rd best record in the NHL. In my opinion, they are the 3rd best team in the NHL so far this year. And the Vegas Golden Knights have lost 4 of their last 5 games. They are finding ways to lose games, and they are giving up a lot of goals right now. And now they have this Wild team coming in, who since Quinn Hughes has joined the Wild's offense has really taken a step up. Vegas, 6-3 loss to Calgary, 4-3 loss to Edmonton, a 7-2 win against San Jose, but they own San Jose, 6-5 shootout loss to Colorado. The Wild had lost back-to-back games heading into the break, 4-3 overtime win against the Jets in the first game back. I would sprinkle on the draw as well here in this game. Now, of course, I hate when the Wild go to overtime, so hoping that's not the case. But Wild plus 105, I would still take them at minus 105 here. There's just a ton of value the way Minnesota's playing right now at these odds. So I will take them here in this one. No player props here for me in this one. Just going to stick with Wild money line. But Matt Goldie continues to score goals. 3 of his last 5 games, he's around plus 160. Not a whole lot of other players on goal streaks right now. Point props, Noah Hannafin for Vegas has a point 4 games in a row, minus 105. There's some value with him. And assist streaks, Kaprizov, 3 games in a row, 4 of his last 5 with an assist, plus 100. Noah Hannafin assist, 4 games in a row, plus 137 for the Vegas Golden Knights here in this game. Go to the chat here. Boston 1 is the play tonight. Okay, interesting. A game I'm staying off of. But I'll be breaking it down in the rest of the games on the slate segment later on. Terry, a.k.a. Young Oblivious. Yeah, I assume I should have guessed what. Yeah, Young and Oblivious. Exactly. I didn't catch. Rich caught it, but I didn't catch it, so I must be showing my age. Luckily I'm not old yet. I feel old sometimes, but Wild money line plus 100. I like it. Over 6 plus 101. Can't talk you off that with the way the Wild's offense has been and the way Vegas's goaltending has been recently. Some guy named Boldy likes to score, and he likes to score first. He does. Sounds good to me. If you want to go with him for the first goal. Such a coin flip game. True, my model predicts 3-3. I could see it. No Eichel. Yeah, he's been one of the reasons why they've been losing. So they'll miss him. Dorofeyev has 5 goals in 4 games versus Gustafsson. Okay, there you go. So maybe Skorofeyev can get a goal here. My look at this is Minnie and Vegas have history, but this is Minnie saying, hey, Knights, let's see what happens with Quinn on our side. It's a new day. Yeah, and Vegas had owned Minnesota, but basically 3-3 in the last 6 meetings. So, and the Wild are just in much better form right now. So I like him here. Matt Boldy has 6 goals in 4 games against Carter Hart. Ooh. I'm not going to add him. A lot of plays today. I'm not going to add him, but hoping he scores for you, Robert, and everyone else that will take him. If you play Boldy anytime goal, then take Boldy also to score the first goal for Minnesota. He has scored the Wild's first goal 11 times, a league high. Thank you, Jonathan. Great stats there. Great stats. Noah Hannafin assist plus 125. Yeah, he's been hot. He's been hot recently for the Vegas Golden Knights. But on to our next game. We've got the San Jose Sharks and the Anaheim Ducks. The Sharks plus 150, road dogs. Anaheim minus 180, home favorites, and a total of 6.5. Here in this one, I don't expect to see goalies here. Nope. Askarov unconfirmed. Lucas Dostal unconfirmed. Askarov 13-10-1, 3.35 goals against average, 896 save percentage. Lucas Dostal 13-9-1, 3.01 goals against average, 894 save percentage. Not the best numbers for Dostal here, who has been basically starting every game since returning from injury and has not been having a ton of success recently. The Sharks coming in here off a 6-3 win. Very high scoring games in their previous 5. 6-3, 5-3, 4-2, 7-2, and 6-3, obviously in their last game. Anaheim's lost 4-5, 4-3 overtime loss to Columbus, 8-3 loss to Dallas, 4-3 win against Columbus, 3-1 loss to Seattle, and then the 6-1 loss to LA in their last game. Lucas Dostal, as I mentioned here, is projected to start. Would not shock me to see maybe Mrazek start. The line moved here 20 cents. The Ducks were minus 200 earlier on when I made the background, and then but when I was updating before the show, the Ducks have moved to minus 180 here. So some movement in here would make me think that maybe Lucas Dostal gets the night off, but Dostal has lost 3 of 4, 4 goals, 3 goals, 2 goals, 6 goals. So he's not having a lot of success right now, even if he does start here in this game. Cashed for us in the last game. Yes, it was close, but he still cashed for us. I'm going right back to him here. Not the goal prop, just a full unit here on the point prop plus 120. Colin Graf has a point in 9 of his last 10 games. It's pretty simple. 9 of his last 10 games facing a Ducks team that's giving up a ton of goals right now. Yes, got moved to the second line. I don't love that, but I have to take him, having a point in 9 of his last 10 games. First game between these two teams this year, 7-6 win for the Ducks. So both teams trending towards the over recently. San Jose 11-2. Sorry, Anaheim 11-2 in the last 13 meetings between these two teams. Back-to-back games over 6.5, and back-to-back games going to overtime. When I look at this game here from a side perspective, I would look towards the over 6.5, and I would look towards the Sharks. I know the Ducks have had their number, but I just don't like the way this Ducks team is playing right now. So we'll go with Colin Graf, over half a point, one more time here at plus 120. A Ducks team total over 3.5, minus 135. Kind of pricey there, and hey, I can see goals. So ref report for Minnesota and Vegas both average 6.2 goals per game. Okay. Over 6.5, minus 115. Can't talk you off of the way these two teams are going right now. I think Mrazek starts, but I believe the line move is more attributed to the fact that the value was and still is with San Jose. Okay. Interesting point. I agree. Yeah, and I agree that it's still with San Jose, the value here in this game. If I was looking at this game from a side, I would have to take the Sharks here. I'm going big in this game. Seneca, Uncle Leo, Gauthier, Kreider, Chernyshov, all goal props. Wow. Okay. Chernyshov has been an assist guy. Now, I know he did get his first goal in the last game, so that's good, but he has been really an assist guy so far. Do you play DFS salary cap contest or just props? Just props. I used to do some DFS, but in Canada, that's just not as easy to do anymore. So I haven't. Chernyshov has 4 points in 5 NHL games, plus 120. Yeah, he's been great. And I almost pulled the trigger on him too, Rich. I did. And I was kind of going back and forth between him and Graf, but I can't stay off Graf until he loses. 9 out of his last 10 games, I have to stick with him. Loose change DFS hockey and bong rep season continues from Garden City, Colorado. There you go. Happy Klingberg and Marchment prop days for those participating. Okay, I know about Marchment, but actually that reminds me too. Let's take a look at other players that are doing well here in this game. Starting with shots on goal. Eklund over 2.5 shots on goal, plus 116. 4 games in a row and 7 of his last 10. Point props, other than Colin Graf, Chernyshov, plus 120, which we've also talked about. Let's see here. Wenberg, plus 100, back-to-back games. What's the point? Goal streaks, other than Colin Graf, Mikael Granlund had been hot 4 games in a row, but didn't score in his last game. Celebrini, back-to-back games, plus 155 for the Sharks. And assist streaks, Chernyshov, 4 of his last 5 games, plus 231. And Wenberg, back-to-back games, plus 168 with an assist for the San Jose Sharks. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Playing with Eklund, 6 points last 7, and Celebrini, number 3 in league scoring. Yeah, they both been great, and now Eklund on that top line. So yeah, Chernyshov has a lot of value for sure, plus 120. Probably should be on him as well. I probably should, but can't bet everything. Huge slate. I like seeing you on the Ice Guys too, brother. Thanks, I appreciate it. I'm kind of the backup guy, so when Alex is away, I help Ian out and join the show. Granlund versus old team. Oh yeah, he did play with the Sharks. Granlund's been with a bunch of teams now, so yeah, maybe he gets back hot here after not scoring in his last game. But final game on the slate, and then we'll get to the rest of the games on the slate segment. The Canucks, minus 110. I'm forgetting the minus there. I knew I was forgetting something when I did this game, but I couldn't catch it before the show. Seattle, minus 110 as well. Total 5.5 here in this one between these two division rivals. Looking at goalies here, surprisingly, Kevin Lankinen starting for the Canucks. 5-10-3, 3.51 goals against average, 880 save percentage. Joey Daccord unconfirmed. Seattle on the second night of a back-to-back. Finally getting their first win, and I believe it was 14 games in their last game on the second night of a back-to-back. Now are they going to do it 2 games in a row? We'll have to see. But looking at previous games between these two teams, Vancouver started off hot against the Kraken. I believe they'd won 6 in a row, something like that. But Seattle 7-1-1 in the last 9 meetings. Seattle's really had success recently. And when we see these two teams play, we get goals. All time, 14 of the 15 meetings between these two teams all time have gone over 5.5. The one game that didn't was the last game last year between these two teams, which finished 5-0. So it was very close. And 12 of those 15 games went over 6.5 between these two teams. So very, very, very heavy over history between these two. Now, Vancouver and the Islanders had a heavy over history as well that didn't cash. But the main difference there, Vancouver and the Islanders only play each other twice per year. These two teams, obviously, division rivals, which face each other for 3 to 5 times a year in this one. Looking at player props here, I keep watching Eeli Tolvanen get points, and I keep on watching from the sidelines. Minus 120 to get a point here in this game. 6 games in a row, 7 of his last 10. But Minus 120, I don't really want to jump on it. I don't want to take any Kraken player props on the second night of a back-to-back, just because of their history. But Stevenson, 9 of his last 10 with a point, 4 of his last 5. He's minus 105. Definitely value. And then for Vancouver, Philip Hronik, 4 of his last 5 games with a point, plus 128. He's been hot. Jordan Eberle, 3 games in a row with a point, minus 125. Matty Beniers, 3 games in a row with a point, minus 110. Eberle has scored in 3 games in a row, plus 230. And for the Canucks, Drew O'Connor has scored in back-to-back games, plus 600. And then assist streaks, Eeli Tolvanen assist, 6 games in a row, 7 of his last 10, plus 145. Matty Beniers has an assist in 3 games in a row, plus 170. And Stevenson, 3 of his last 5, plus 160, with an assist here in this game. Go to the chat. Sheldon Keefe game tomorrow. Devils at Toronto. All right. Something to watch. Ducks have given up 4 goals against in 5 of last 8. Yeah. They're just not doing well right now. 32nd in goals against. Yeah, things have not been going well for them recently. Piss poor effort from the Flyers last night versus the Kraken. Yeah, I agree with that. Going with the Get Got podcast narrative with Decord. All right. I'm on Keller over 2.5 shots in goal. Minus 115. Good luck. 0-17. Okay, I don't know why I thought 14. 0-17. Yeah, on the back-to-back. So they snap that. Do they start a new streak? A winning streak on a back-to-back? They are getting Lankinen, so it's possible. Canucks 4 goals against last 3 games. 15 total. Or 4 plus in last 3 games. Yeah, and the last 2 were with Demko, who was so good, but now back down to earth. Canucks saving Demko for tomorrow for the rematch against Talk and the Flyers. Okay. He hasn't really done so well the last couple of games, but yeah, Tolvanen point, 3-7 last 6 games, and Stevenson. Oh, with Stevenson points plus 190. All right. Smash the like button, you filthy animals. Thank you, Pod D10. Hronik assist plus 150. I like it. Did this game really open at a 6.5? Now at a 5.5? I did not see it open at a 6.5. I don't think it would. That would be pretty surprising between these two teams. It was at 5.5 when I looked yesterday. So, but we will move on to the other games on the slate segment, breaking down a few games that I did not break down here on the show. Edmonton and Winnipeg. Edmonton 4-1-1 in the last 6 meetings, 3 overs, 1 under, 1 push, for a total of 6. The Winnipeg Jets just continue to lose games. Now, they did play well against the Wild, and they did have the lead, but taking a stupid penalty with 20 seconds left, cross-checking, and everyone loves to cross-check Eriksson Ek. Everybody loves to beat up Eriksson Ek. Well, maybe don't do it when you're leading by 1 and there's like, how much time was there left? I think there was like less than a minute. And you're going to take that penalty and give the Wild a 6-on-4. So not a smart decision by Winnipeg in that game. But they are trying. But back-to-back 4-3 losses. The Oilers coming off a 3-2 loss against Calgary. They had been on a winning streak prior. Oilers are pass for me here. They've had success against the Jets, and the Jets are just a fade team right now for me. But they are, like I said, they are trying, so they haven't given up, but not having success. Not a lot of streaks player point-wise. You could go Connor McDavid anytime goal, which I won't, just on principle. Of course, scored in the last game, plus 143 for Edmonton. Kyle Connor scored in back-to-back games, plus 140. for the Jets. Leon Draisaitl power play point, 6 games in a row, minus 106 for a power play point for him, plus 105 for McDavid. Assist streak, Zach Hyman, assist 4 games in a row, plus 140. Velarde back-to-back games, plus 146 with an assist in recent games. Boston and Calgary. Boston, 5-1-1 in the last 7 meetings between the teams. 3 of the last 5 going over 6.5. And 4 of the last 5 going to overtime. So that's something really interesting to watch. Calgary and Boston, 4 of the last 5 meetings going to overtime. Yes, Boston has had success against Calgary, going 5-1-1 in the last 7, but Boston continues to lose games right now, giving up a ton of goals. 5 to Vancouver, 6 to Ottawa, 6 to Montreal, 4 to Buffalo. They're not playing well right now. Calgary's won 3 of 4. They're 10-5-2 at home this year. So the Flames have been winning. And it's just crazy how the standings are this year. If you go and take a look at the NHL standings, it's just really crazy how bunched together all the teams are this year. Calgary is the hot team right now. I would have to take them or pass, and I'm passing. Nashville and Utah. Utah 2-1-1 since becoming Utah against the Predators. 4 of the last 6 going back to when they were Arizona, over 6.5, and 2 of the last 3 going to overtime. Nashville's top line was really hot, but none of them got a point in their last game. Sean Durzi was hot for Utah. Same thing. His point streak came to an end. I just don't want any part in Nashville, Utah. So that's ultimately why it was a pass on today's slate. If you're looking for premium plays, head over to picksandparlays.net. Link is in the description below. Show timing this week will be different. Of course, we do have some afternoon games here throughout the week, and my schedule is clear. So after tomorrow, so I will be probably doing some night shows for some days for this next week. So make sure to stay tuned. The show time is going to be all up and down today. Let's see what people are thinking here. Best bet has to be best over bet has to be the Battle of California. I wouldn't disagree. Hydrate. Thanks, Nicholas. Yeah, keep hydrated. Who's in net for Nashville? Unconfirmed. But yeah, I did see Soros unconfirmed. Jets are 1-4 as a home dog this season. In the 4 losses, the combined goals 7, 7, 7, and 9. Holy, that's great stats. And not good when you're facing Edmonton either. Not good when you're facing Edmonton. Dog and draw. Hi, Finnegan. Yeah, he's quiet, so sorry, Rich. He doesn't agree with you, but no, it's all good. FanDuel DFS has Soros. Okay. And Boston Calgary game. Okay, the dog and draw. Hey, I can't talk you off betting that draw. Cannot. It's Soros expected, Robert. Perfect. That's today's show. Best of luck to everybody on today's slate. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode. Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Stats. Thanks for watching, guys.